Hey guys, so in this video we are going to whiteboard again. I'm going to walk you through the reporting look back window and what that means. I described it a little bit in one of the other videos. I want to dive in a little bit deeper, make sure that you have a full understanding of what it is, how it works. So let's dive in. So here you have kind of the outline of the options that you can choose within Facebook, within Ads Manager. And so there's more than 100 different metrics you can choose, but how those metrics are referenced are all based on either an impression or on a click. So for instance, if you're looking at how much revenue was driven by your Facebook ads, all of that will be determined by, you can see how much revenue was driven by people who just viewed your ads, who were just exposed to them, who served an impression, or you can tailor that revenue metric by those who actually clicked on the ad. And so there's some subtle nuances there. And then you can determine how far after that event, either the impression or the click, how far after that impression or click do you want to sort of capture that data. And so what it does is it looks, for instance, here I have, there's three options. So there's a 1 day, a 7 day, and a 28 day. And then this option, you can sort of choose any combination of those. But in this one we chose a 1 day impression and a 7 day click. And so what that means is after 1 day, so from the time of the impression, Facebook will look for 1 day and see any revenue that was attributed to that impression. Likewise, it will look for anyone who has clicked, and then it will wait 7 days to see if any revenue has been attributed to the person who clicked. And so to illustrate this a little bit further, I did sort of a mock campaign. And so with this mock campaign, we have this starting on the 1st of the month is when the campaign launches. And today, in this scenario, is the 15th, okay? So currently today it's the 15th of the month, and we started our campaign on the 1st of the month. And so based on a 1 day impression, I have current data up until the 14th, right? 1 day ago, all my data is current. So as of the 14th, it's going to, all of the revenue, or whatever metric you're tracking, all of those metrics are going to be current as of the 14th. Any revenue that was going to come in has come in for the 14th because we only have a 1 day look back. Now for the click attributed metrics, that has a 7 day look back. So the earliest day that those metrics are going to be fully baked, for lack of a better term, is the 8th, because it needs those 7 days to fully attribute all of the revenue. And another way to sort of explain this is they're sort of a mock reporting output. So basically what I've done is, for all of the 15 days, I've assigned a metric, right? And so let's say that this is revenue. So you sort of, on average, you accumulate $7,000 worth of revenue, or $700 or $7 million worth of revenue, right? So on the first day, that's fully actualized. It's been 7 days. It's been more than 7 days. So you have your full $7 million worth of revenue, right? On the second day, same thing. It's fully baked. It's been more than the 7 day look back, so that one's fully baked, and so on and so on and so on, all through the 7th. And even the 8th is fully baked. That is current data. It's more than the 7 day look back, right? Then on the 6th, on the 9th, it's not fully baked. It only has 6 days worth of data. And so kind of using that backtracking math, right? Now let's say you only have $7 million worth of revenue. Likewise, on the 10th, you only have 5 days worth of data. You only have 5 days worth of revenue, and so on and so forth, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so on the 14th, which is just 1 day ago, based on a 7 day click look back window, you really only have 1/7 of the look back window, right? If it's the 14th, 7-day look back window, that's only one of those 7 days that you're accumulating data for. So on the 15th, if you look at revenue based on a 7-day click, on the 14th, it's going to be wildly understated. And so it's really important that you kind of understand the nuances. Likewise, if it was a 28-day, right, you'd have to sort of end your campaign, wait for 28 days until the last day of the campaign is fully actualized for that data to sort of accumulate. Now, to be honest, I'm going to steal some space here. Your data is probably going to look something like this. If this was time, right, and then this was your metric here, a lot of it's going to happen within the first few days, and then it's going to trail off, right? It's not going to be as linear as I explained here. But that being said, it's important to understand the differences between both an impression and a click, in a 1-day, a 7-day, and a 28-day. Industry standards are sort of push more towards giving a little more attribution to a click that's perhaps a more engaged user, and less so for an impression. But you need to figure out what's right for your business. Every business is going to be different. If it's let's say you're selling socks, that's like a low consideration item, right? Maybe a 1-day impression and a 1-day click is all you need, or even just a 1-day click and no impression data. If you're selling something like a car, right? It's a high consideration item. You may want a 28-day window because it has a longer consideration cycle that users have to go through, and you want to make sure you are attributing that data properly. So this is the look back windows. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Again, please reach out with any questions if you want any more clarification on this, and I'd be happy to help. Thanks.